I'm going to attempt to make a short video that's an instructional video on how to use the Mixxx program for pre-recording shows as a DJ or just for fun if you want for Starshine Radio. We have several new DJs going to be coming up, and we want to make the transition to playing music on Starshine Radio as painless as possible. Or if it's been a while and you just need to refresh your memory on how to do this, I'm hoping that I can remember how to do it well enough to explain it a little bit. And if you get through the video and still have questions, let me know, because maybe I need to add something that I forgot. Could be. I'm bad at instructing, probably, because I ramble. I've opened my Mixxx program. Sure, hopefully you have it downloaded already. If you don't, then you need to go to, believe it's just Mixxx. If you Google Mixxx, Mixxx, it's Mixxx free DJing mixing software app, and then you just download it. It's really simple to do. Once you have it, you open it up, and I already have songs and tracks here because I've already been using it for a while. The first thing you're probably going to want to do is go to Options, up here on the top, click on Preferences, and this will open up, and you'll need to get your sound hardware put in. Some of this I'm not sure if it'll pop up automatically, but you need to know like what sound, what kind of sound thing your computer is using. I'm going to be really technical. Your sound thing. Mine, I have it on Windows Direct Sound. I don't know what other options there would be. I've left all this. I'm pretty sure this is how the default settings were. I've left all that. I'm not sure if any of this was changed, but this is what you're going to want to have in here. Pretty much the only thing you want to check is make sure it got the right sound API up here at the top, but everything else should just be default settings, I'm pretty sure. And if not, check back and I will try to help you through that. But output is going to be to your headphones. My headphones I'm using is right here. You'll have other headphone options probably depending on what headphones you're using. And then I left it set at channels 1 and 2. And then you're going to want to go to the input, and that's going to be your microphone. And on microphone 1, you're going to pick your microphone, channels 1 and 2. Make sure you hit apply when you're done, and then you should be good. Don't think you really need to mess with any of this. When you do become a DJ on Starshine Radio, we will give you the live broadcasting information. I don't want to have that out there live on a video, so I will give that to our DJs privately. But you'll need to fill in this tab right here, live broadcasting. You'll need to fill that in once you're doing live shows. For the first few shows, when you first become a brand new DJ, will probably just be pre-recorded, and I'm going to talk you through how to do that. And then later we'll give you the info for live broadcasting. So got all that. We're going to click OK. If your mic has been set up right and it's registering on your Mixxx program, you should have a little green bar moving up and down here. This is me talking right now. My mic is picking it up because I have my mic set up to record this video. This button right here is going to change the level of sound from your mic. A lot of times DJs aren't loud enough, and it helps. You really need to be heard, because I don't know if you've been listening to any shows, but sometimes we get a show where it's really hard to hear the DJ, and then so you turn it up, and then the music is really loud because the music tends to be louder. But turn this up just by clicking on it and moving it with your mouse. Left click, left click, left click, move it with your mouse. This makes you louder or softer. Just test a few recordings and see what you need to do. Depends on what kind of mic you have, probably how good your mic is, how close do you sit to the mic. This is going to need to be different. Usually for me, I have it right up in here because I'm loud, but I like to have my voice be about the same. See how it's getting yellow? That means I'm getting really loud. I like my voice to be about the same volume as the music so that people don't have to turn up or down when they're playing music. The first thing that I like to do is make a playlist. Go to create a new playlist. Name your playlist. I'm going to name it tutorial. Did I spell that right? Hopefully I did. So now I have, because I have my March show that I just did, just duets, and I have these songs in it. And I have a show that I'm working on for Sunday mornings that I'll be playing someday if I get enough music put together. And then this is going to be our tutorial. So you have no music in here. So what we do typically for Starshine Radio is I like to just do it on my computer because it's so much easier for me to try to do it on a computer versus I think some people do it on tablets, and it can be done on a tablet. I just like to point and click. I'm a point and clicker, and I like to do it this way. I go to Smule. I've already picked a song. This is a song Becky and I did. So it's a song. You may have to play it just a little bit just to make sure it's caught. And then I grab the copy the URL, and then we use a little thing called SoundLoader. It's soundloader.com. There are different versions of this that you can use, and we had some struggles with them not that long ago. Some of them were working, some of them weren't, but this is the one that seems to be working the best right at the moment. Put in your the URL that you just copied, paste it in there, click download. And then if it's also a video, it'll give you an option to download the video. And I typically don't do videos, but then you download the audio. And it's downloaded to my desktop. Down here at the bottom, see how it downloaded in funny gibberish? So what I typically do is I go and I look at who did it, and I type in, you click on it so that you can edit it, my life. And this, I usually space a little bit and then I put in the singers. I like to do that because then it shows the singers on the radio station. I'm sorry, I had to look at my keyboard. It shows the singers on the radio station when they're singing. So there we go. We have my life. Now I make a folder, and this is totally optional if you want to leave it on your desktop. I make a folder. I call it the same thing that my show is going to be, tutorial. And I put all the songs that I'm going to play on that show in that folder. And then I go to Mixxx, I open it up, and move it over out of the way. Go back to Mixxx. The reason I do this is because Mixxx will only, if you have the songs in different places, then Mixxx will say it can't find it. Like if I'm putting it in my playlist. So see, now I have it in my playlist from this folder. And you can hear it. And it plays it along here. But see, it doesn't have a name. What you've got to do is go to your properties. And then down here in the location, it'll say where it's at, and it'll give you the information. I'm going to turn this off because I don't want to hear myself sing. Properties right here will say My Life, Tam J64 and Becky Lou. So I'll type in the title, My Life, and I always put the artist right here, Tam J64, and you can put the symbols and things now. You can't really put it when you're naming it because it'll say you can't use those symbols for naming. Becky_Lou. And this way, when I'm playing it on the radio station, and this is just a little preview thing when you, this is the eject. When you click on it right here, it'll preview it over here for you, which is very handy dandy. Just to make sure it sounds good or you like it or whatever, or if you need help remembering what it was if you didn't write in the name and the title. But now see, it'll tell me. And you can put in other information here if you want, but you don't have to. And sometimes if I want to remember that I have asked people to play it, I'll give it stars or something so I remember that I've already told people that I'm going to play them and I won't forget to play it. But then this is just, and I'm going to bring a couple more tracks over to this playlist just so I don't know if I haven't, here we go. I have a lot because I haven't deleted any for a long time. It doesn't really matter, I guess, who I play or who I have over here. Here, we're going to grab Christy and Just Corey. I have these in my tracks that I already had from previous shows, And I'm going to bring it over here to my tutorial. Well, it's not going to let me. It's not letting me because I was wanting to explain. I've already deleted all these songs off my computer. They're not on my computer. They're not in the folder that I first put them on. So if I go to play them, it's going to say there's no folder that anymore. That's why I like to put my songs in a folder, because if I just leave them on the desktop and then I move them around, I'm going to get this pop-up that says they can't find it because I moved it from where it originally was when I put it in the folder, if that makes sense. One thing I like about using the playlist, and you can just use your tracks if you want. If you have a bunch of songs just in the main track thing, you can just play them from here. If these were real, because they aren't, because I've already deleted them, you could just play them from here if you wanted. But the one thing I like about having a playlist is it'll tell me how many minutes are in this. This is my tutorial right now. It has 4 minutes and 41 seconds. So I know if I want to keep my show at 2 hours, I have plenty of room for songs. This was my show from Just Duets the other day on Sunday, and it's an hour and 32 minutes, but my show still went over because I talk too much when I'm, as if you can't tell already. So that's how I do I like the playlist because it'll tell me. People, you don't have to do playlists. You can just play straight from your tracks if you want. I can't show you how to play these because I have deleted them and I didn't even think about it. But if you go to your playlist, and this is the song I just put in the folder, when you get ready to record your show, to play your show, to go live on air, the first thing you probably want to do is hit this record button up here. And I'm going to go ahead and record even though I'm not doing anything, just so you can see it should turn red. And then you grab your song, you put it right up here. And if you have more boxes than I do, because I like fewer boxes, we'll go over that in just a second. I'm just going to finish this real fast. This will be your song. You can see it's a 4-minute song. Then all you do is push play. And while you're doing that, it's going to be recording it. But oh, you can't hear it because I didn't turn these on. These earphones up here are what make it so that you can hear what's playing here. If you turn those off, you don't hear anything, but you want to hear your song when you're playing. So, but if for some reason you wanted to turn it off, you could. But I always leave them both on. This one is for this side. This one is for that side. I'm going to stop myself again. Also, when you're playing, this is the volume for the song. See how that makes the bars? You want to kind of keep it in the green. A little bit yellow is okay, but you don't want to be going up in the red. That's too much. But you want to kind of keep a high green here. So you can turn this up a little bit. I'm shutting myself off. I can't handle that. So you want to turn this up so that your bars are going green, but not too much yellow, or definitely not red, because that'd be blaring way too much. It's the same as the talk down here, which I forgot to mention. When you're talking, when you're recording, and you want to say, hey, this is whatever, when you're talking, when you want to capture your voice, you have to push the talk button. See, now you can see the bars moving up here. You're always going to see this, but this isn't what's going on. This is what's going on up here. You have to push the talk to get your voice going up here. And then you can talk and push play and say, hey, I like the song now, and whatever. But remember to turn yourself off when you're playing the music and you don't want people to hear you anymore. Because if you're sitting here singing along, you don't want people to hear that. Well, maybe you do, but this is going to put your voice live on air. This is what puts the music live on air. This little thing right here makes it so that you can hear yourself. The earphones are what? These earphones hear what's here. This earphone hears what's here. And trust me, it's annoying, because if you listen to yourself talk, there's a delay. So you're going to hear yourself like 2 seconds later, and I can't do it. So I always have this off. It's too annoying. Haven't figured out how to make multiple mics work yet. Jim and I have tried that because we have a show where we're talking at the same time sometimes. Excuse me, I got a cough. I need a drink. But haven't figured those out yet. Not even really sure auto is, but it's on, so I just leave it on. A lot of these things I have not messed with a whole lot. And this cue is going to flash. If you right click it, it'll stop flashing. This is the play button. This right here is the eject button. I have not messed with a lot of these other things. Repeat. Have not messed with some of this stuff. So some of this stuff is going to be a learning experience for everybody because I haven't even messed with it yet. I have not done anything with extra mics or extra. I have done some things with extra auxiliaries when I was trying to figure out how to record straight from my computer, but that was a long, annoying process, and I don't want to even try to do that again if I don't have to. I don't have 2 songs to put on here, but typically what I'll do is I'll have my song that I'm playing, and then I'll have another song over here ready to go. Maybe I should download another song just so we can see that happen, but that would take more time. But I'm thinking, oh, and you know what? I do have songs that are ready for things. Let me just take one of my songs from Just Duet the other day and put it in my tutorial folder. I could do that. I know there were so many good songs. What do I want to listen to again? There was some really good songs. I didn't play, and I don't play all of them. Here, we'll put this over here, tutorial, because I didn't play it. Moving it to tutorial, and then I could add it. Well, actually, I could have just left it in that folder. As long as I didn't delete the folder, it would still be there. But drop it in there, and now I have this one. And see, it's back to no name. But I know what it is, and I can put it in if I want. It's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, Ranger352, and Danny_Ruthie. I like to put it in so that I can see, but for the sake of this tutorial and not wasting a whole lot of time, I'm just going to add it. So see, I can play this. I can go da-da-da, it's the end of the song. I say, hey, that was a great song, that was so-and-so, that was TMJ64 and Becky Lou, da-da-da. Next we have, I believe it was Ranger, whatever, and then I can push the button for playing it and turn off my talk because I don't want to hear me anymore. I just want to hear the music, and then that. And all this time I'm recording this. I've recorded 5 minutes of whatever I'm doing right now. So, and then I eject this. I come down here, I get whatever the next one's going to be, put it up here. I'm going to stop that, eject that. Just keep something going up in here so that you know what you're playing next and what's up next, and you don't get stuck with nothing. If you have just a file that's just some sort of, it doesn't have to be a song. It can be like, trying to see, like our Just Duets, we have an opening song. Oh, I may have already deleted the folder that it was in. But if you just have a noise, as long as it's a, you know, an MP3 or what is that other AAC or something, they'll play too. Oh, that reminds me, because one of the things we had was AACs. These, they don't look like they would work, but they do. And it's just, you just put them over there. See, and this will work as long as I leave it in this folder and don't move it. Put it up here, and it'll play. And I push talk if I want to talk, eject when I'm done, put up the next one, and that's pretty much how it goes. The CPU load here, you kind of have to watch it because sometimes if I've got too much going on in my background on my computer, if I have a bunch of different programs loaded going at once, I have a pretty potato computer and it can't handle a lot. If this starts turning yellow, your voice is going to start sounding wonky, and sometimes you won't even be able to get on air. So pay attention to that. This is your on air. When you are doing live shows and going on air, you will click it. I don't know if anything important is on right now. What time is it? It might interrupt for a second, but it'll turn green if you're on air. And I just did it and went off real fast, so hopefully it won't mess anything up too much. These buttons up here, I like this one. I'm putting a lot of songs in because it'll make it just a big library. You can see all your songs. It gets rid of all this extra stuff that you don't need. I don't like doing a live show with it because I can't see all this up here. If you like to have more decks, if your computer can handle it, you can have 4 of these going at once. It makes this part smaller, but if your computer can handle it. I don't know that mine can, but it would be kind of cool if you could have 4 things. If you wanted to use little sounds or something, and you didn't want to have to be constantly dropping them up there and doing different things, it might be cool to do. And it's all the same thing. The earphones show you what is. I would have to put all the earphones on, see, because this is probably this, and this is this, this is this, this is this, or something like that. Anyway. Oops, I want the mixer. I don't want it. The mixer is, I mean, I guess you really don't have to have the mixer, because I guess it's this part. Wait a minute. Nope. I don't think you really, wait a minute. I don't think you really need it, but I've always had it on. Effects, I have no idea. Never used it. Don't know. You could play with it. Samplers, no idea. Never used it. Don't know what it is. Mic and Augs. That shows you this. You definitely want this because you want to be able to push your talk button when you're talking. And that's about the only thing you need, and to be able to see the bar to know that your voice is being picked up okay. I think that's it. Seems like I was thinking about showing something else that was different, but I remembered what I wanted to show, so I came back in and added this a little bit. I was talking about how if you put people's names in the song, it'll show on the player when they're playing. It's not showing right now because right now we have a replay showing, but when you go to the website, StarshineRadio.com, we have a player here. And when it's a live show and you have input the information about the name of the song and who is singing it, it'll show on this player, so that people who are using the player on the website to listen, if they want to know who's singing and they missed it, they can come and look and see if you've taken the time to type in the name of the song and who is singing it. So that is why I always do that, and I think that's awesome if we can do it. But just remember, anything you type in those boxes when you are using your Mixxx program that I have already closed, anything you type in that box is going to show here on the website. So be careful about spelling and what you type. So that's what I was thinking about that I forgot, that I wanted to come back and add it. Oh, once you've recorded your show, I'm not sure what Auto DJ does. Never messed with it. It's something maybe would be cool to mess with, but I haven't yet. This is just where you have your playlists. I don't know what crates are. Don't really know what computer lets you navigate, view, and load tracks and folders from your hard drive. But don't know. I've never messed with that. Recordings is where your recording is going to go. Like, see, I'm recording right now, so it's up here recording. These are recordings that you've got. You just have to, because it'll be in a wave format. So once you have your recording done, you're going to want to be able to switch it to an MP3, but we just use Audacity for that usually. Don't know really what any of the rest of this is. I've never really messed with it, so that's something you can play with. I'm just going over the things that I know and that I've done and that I would suggest doing. But the main thing is set up your preferences, go with your input for your microphone. I did microphone 1. Don't know if it matters. It's easier because I have never figured out how to have more than one microphone going. Output is your headphones. Don't know for sure what the difference is with the booth and the main. Jim and I, being we do a show together, we just have a adapter that plugs into our computer that you can hook in 2 headphones to, so that we can both listen on headphones at the same time. I haven't figured out how to do that with mics. I would like to be able to figure out how to do that. I'm working on it, but so. And then remember, talk button when you talk, turn it off when you're not talking. This is the volume of your voice right here. If you want to listen to yourself talk, you could do this, but it's really annoying. I don't like that. When you got your songs, put your songs all in either on your tracks or in a playlist if you want to make a playlist, and put them up here when you're ready to play them. Push play, turn your talk off, let them play, stop them. When they're done, eject them, put another one up over here, another one up over here, play this one, stop it, eject it, play this one, stop it, eject it. Make sure you talk when you push your talk button when you're talking. That's like the main thing. Even now, people who have been doing this for years sometimes forget to push the talk button when they're talking. So it'll happen. And people in chat will be like, we can't hear you. But when you pre-record, it'll be pretty easy to see when you didn't talk, when it didn't pick you up talking. So I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that I do when I'm using Mixxx. So I should be push stop recording when you're done. Go to the recordings. And I think normally it is the last one, 13 minutes. And then I just take it, drag it off over onto my desktop. And then eventually I'll come back through and delete all the old ones. I need to do that, but I haven't done it yet. And I'm done with Mixxx for now. So then I'll go open Audacity, which will take me a minute. And you probably, if you don't know how to use Audacity, I guess I could make this a little bit of an Audacity tutorial too. But so you can see when I had the mic, when I was playing music, when I was talking, when I was doing different things. And you can, if everything is perfect and you don't need to do anything, then you just go to File, Export Audio, and it'll change it to an MP3. You can rename it if you want, save it. I like to edit myself, so when I can see there's large gaps with no talking, I'll highlight it and then push delete, and it'll get rid of all those gaps, because that's probably when I was just talking. I mean, I always listen. I'm not going to listen to it right now because that's not what we're doing, but it's fun to use it for editing yourself if you have a spot when you're pre-recording. Or after you've recorded, if you recorded live, you can go back and edit something that you said that you're like, I shouldn't have said that. And then you can make it the perfect length that you wanted or whatever. So I like to mess with that, but that's Audacity. And it probably has a whole different setup process too, but I'm not going to get into that because we were just talking about Mixxx, and that was the only thing we were here for. And I think that we're done. And if I missed something, let me know and we'll go over it again, because this will probably be a work in progress. This video is a work in progress. So thanks for listening.